Hey, what is going on, Bitcoin faithful? I am Patrick, your Bitcoin motorist, at Bitcoin Motorist on Twitter. I'm coming to you from Glendale, California. Tomorrow I am heading to Vegas for the Unconfiscatable conference. The actual speakers of the conference is going to be on January 26th, which is Saturday. So if you want to come on out to the conference, you still have a chance to get your tickets and get down to Vegas for the conference. And today I wanted to talk about Bitcoin as a religion, or the religion of Bitcoin. And I think that a lot of people in the Bitcoin space are very hesitant to this idea, or are very against this idea of Bitcoin as a religion, because a lot of us are very tech and scientific minded, and we're not really into these we don't like to think of Bitcoin as being some supernatural belief system, but I'm not so sure that that's necessarily a bad thing. And if you think of Bitcoin as a religion, I think a lot of things make sense, and I think it's a really really good way of understanding uh, you know uh, why people think Bitcoin is valuable. Now, I want to say this, that Bitcoin is a religion and not a cult, and most of these shit coins are cults. And the difference between a religion and a cult is that in a religion, the founders of the religion are no longer around. They are dead or they are long gone. Whereas in a cult, you have a living founder. So that's the difference. Is basically one is decentralized and one is centralized. So Bitcoin, are arguably our founder or founders is Satoshi Nakamoto, and nobody knows, or at least publicly nobody knows who that person is or persons were. And arguably you can put Hal Finney in there as well. Hal Finney also, I believe he passed away in 2014, if I'm not mistaken. So we have our prophets, our founders, who have basically disappeared. And I don't think there is going to be a second coming, although I may be wrong on that. We have our sacred founding document, the Bitcoin white paper. So in that sense, it's a religion, but it certainly is. It certainly is a faith, and I think there's a lot of faith in Bitcoin, and I think that trying to deny it isn't very useful, and trying to understand how humans think is very very helpful in understanding why Bitcoin works. So I am going to link to a a video where Michael Crichton, the author of Jurassic Park and many other best-selling books, he was talking about environmentalism as religion. And although in his talk where he's talking about environmentalism as a religion, he's saying it as a negative. Basically, the point of his talk is he says that environmentalism is a religion, and it shouldn't be a religion. It should be treated as a science, not as a belief system, not as a religion. And I agree with Michael Crichton on that I think environmentalism should be treated as a science, not as a religion. But I don't think that same thing applies to Bitcoin, because fundamentally, what Bitcoin is a money system. You're giving somebody something, and you're telling that person this has value, and they're giving you something in return, whether it's a service or whether it's a good, or something else, goodwill or something like that. So I do think fundamentally thinking of money as a religion, or thinking that money has value as a faith, as a leap of faith, isn't the same as saying environmentalism is a religion and treating that as a negative. So I think for environmentalism, it is a negative for it to be religion, whereas for Bitcoin, it's not a negative for it to be religion. So some of the things that Michael Crichton says is, you have a collection you have a collection or a set of beliefs, and I think that applies to Bitcoin. You have a leader or leaders who promote the beliefs to the followers. I mean, you could say Satoshi Nakamoto was the leader, but you have certain people who are Bitcoin evangelists. I don't think of myself as a Bitcoin evangelist. I don't go around telling people to use Bitcoin or to buy Bitcoin. I don't. I've never told. I don't think I've told anybody to buy Bitcoin. But I don't put myself in the category of an evangelist. The reason why I'm doing this channel is because I just want to clear up some misconceptions about Bitcoin. That's all it is that I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think I'm an evangelist? Let me know in the comments below if you think I would qualify as a Bitcoin evangelist. I don't think of myself as one though. He also says that there are followers who make contributions to the religion. So I guess arguably you could say like running your node is like a contribution, because you don't really get any direct palatable benefit for running your node other than you kind of can directly verify your transactions. So we encourage people to run their own nodes, although I think that you don't really have to run your own node to be a Bitcoiner. But running your own node may be looked at as a contribution because you're contributing to the health of the network. And so that's one way of looking at it. So the belief gives you a total view of the world and what's right and what's wrong. I would think that could apply to Bitcoin as well. Another thing is that Michael Crichton mentioned is that there used to be an Eden and people came and ruined it, and it's kind of hard to see that with Bitcoin. Although you could say that we used to have a sound monetary system, either a gold standard or we used gold coins or silver coins to trade. And people, as in, well, the government came in and ruined it, and they kind of made the money on sound. So I think maybe even that Eden example might apply to Bitcoin as well. And another thing is, we have a way of getting salvation. You can get saved. In Bitcoin, you get saved by saving, right? So that's kind of what we do. You can you save and you get saved by saving. So again, even though Michael Crichton's view is very negative, I don't necessarily think that negativity would apply to Bitcoin as it applies to environmentalism, which should be a science. I think money fundamentally always has an element of faith in it, whether it's fiat money, whether it's gold, whether it's glass beads, whatever it is. If you're accepting something as money, you're taking faith in that thing as money, that thing has value, that you can give it to somebody else tomorrow and buy something else with it. And I'm also going to link to another TED Talk. Or not another TED Talk, but I'm going to link to a TED Talk. This one's by a gentleman by the name of Yuval Noah Harari. And he wrote a book called, I think it's called Sapiens or Sapient. Sapiens, I think, is the name of the book. I haven't read this book, but I'm going to put the link to the book below. I would be interested in reading this book. And basically what the TED Talk that I'm going to link to talks about is how humans are able to organize themselves in large groups, and large adaptive groups. And the reason why is because we can have shared fictions. And one of the biggest shared fictions that he talks about is money. Because there are people who aren't religious and there are people who don't believe in government, but almost everybody, pretty much everybody in the world believes in money. Everybody in the world is probably willing to accept money. So there's this one shared fiction that we all have as Homo sapiens is money. And I'm going to link to that TED Talk below where he goes over that as well. So again, while I think that Michael Crichton's point is that it was negative towards this religious belief system being applied, I think that it's not negative in this sense. And as Bitcoiners, we shouldn't really cringe when people say that we're taking this value of Bitcoin on faith, because we are taking it on faith. And we need to be honest with ourselves and understand human psychology. So yeah, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that we should embrace this label of Bitcoin as a religion? Please comment below. Let me know. Let me know what you think of Michael Crichton. Let me know what you think of Yuval, and see if you think they're right. Is Bitcoin a religion or not? Let me know in the comments below. Like or dislike this video. Subscribe to this channel if you want to see more content like this. And come see me at the conference in Vegas. And with that, you guys have an awesome evening, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.